Sometimes, nature reminds us, often brutally, how small we really are in the face of its power. Throughout history, natural disasters have struck with such devastating force that they didn't just destroy cities and leave millions homeless. They altered the course of entire nations. Imagine a single event powerful enough to change borders, crush economies, and even ignite independence movements. Today, we'll delve into 5 of these monumental disasters, tragedies that left deep scars and reshaped the history and identity of countries across the world. Stay with us until the end to uncover how nature's sheer force has influenced the fate of these nations. On March 11, 2011, Japan faced one of the most catastrophic natural disasters in its history. A massive earthquake of magnitude 9.1 struck the Tohoku region, triggering a devastating tsunami that battered the northeastern coastline with waves up to 40 meters high. The combined earthquake and tsunami caused the deaths of approximately 20,000 people, leaving entire cities in ruins. The disaster also took a severe toll on Japan's economy. Massive waves flooded industrial and port areas, halting production and disrupting global supply chains. Electronics and automotive manufacturers, pillars of Japan's economy, suffered billions in damages, and the country faced a prolonged period of economic recovery. In addition to physical destruction, the earthquake and tsunami triggered the infamous Fukushima nuclear disaster, where 3 nuclear reactors suffered meltdowns. Radiation release rendered nearby areas uninhabitable, forcing tens of thousands of people to evacuate. This incident led Japan to reconsider its energy policy, investing heavily in renewable energy alternatives. Environmental impacts were also significant. Thousands of tons of debris were swept into the ocean, contaminating marine ecosystems and endangering sea life. In response to future disaster risks, Japan invested billions in building massive coastal defenses and protective infrastructure along the coast. This disaster left permanent marks on Japan and the world. In addition to reshaping the region's geography, it redefined Japan's politics and economy. It was a tragic event that demonstrated the vulnerability of even the most prepared nations, serving as a global reminder of nature's devastating power. Hurricane Katrina was one of the most devastating natural disasters to hit the United States. In August 2005, Katrina struck the Gulf Coast with winds exceeding 175 miles per hour, wreaking unprecedented destruction, especially in New Orleans, where much of the infrastructure failed to withstand the storm's force. Over 80% of New Orleans was flooded, and thousands of homes were destroyed, displacing millions of people. In addition to the tragic loss of lives, Katrina caused an estimated $125 billion in damages, making it the most expensive natural disaster in U.S. history at the time. The city's recovery took years, and many residents never returned. Katrina also exposed significant flaws in U.S. disaster preparedness and response systems. The failure of levees and the slow federal response provoked sharp criticism and ignited debates about social inequality, as poorer communities were the hardest hit. This disaster revealed critical weaknesses in infrastructure and underscored the need for public policies that protect all social classes. After Katrina, the U.S. invested millions in rebuilding levees and enhancing disaster response systems, aiming to prevent a similar catastrophe in the future. Today, Hurricane Katrina is remembered as a turning point in U.S. disaster response policy. It was an event that changed not only New Orleans but the entire country, sparking a profound reflection on infrastructure and emergency assistance. The earthquake that struck Haiti on January 12, 2010, was one of the most destructive in the Caribbean's history. With a magnitude of 7.0, the tremor devastated the capital, Port-au-Prince, leaving over 200,000 dead and millions homeless. Haiti's weak infrastructure and poor building conditions contributed to the high death toll. The destruction was so extensive that Haiti's healthcare system collapsed. Hospitals were reduced to rubble, and a severe lack of resources made it difficult to provide emergency care. While the international humanitarian response was massive, coordination was challenging, leading to delays in assistance and wasted resources. Economically, the impact was disastrous. Already one of the poorest countries in Latin America, Haiti's economy was further weakened. Agriculture was wiped out, and countless jobs disappeared, pushing Haiti into an even deeper crisis. In addition, the earthquake triggered a cholera outbreak due to lack of sanitation and contaminated water sources. It's estimated that over 10,000 people died from cholera, a tragedy that lingered for years after the earthquake. To this day, Haiti struggles to rebuild and overcome the impacts of this tragedy. The 2010 earthquake left an indelible mark on the nation, symbolizing the inequalities and vulnerabilities faced by developing countries in the face of natural disasters. The eruption of Mount Tambora in April 1815 is considered one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history. Located on the island of Sumbawa, Indonesia, Tambora erupted with such force that ash spread across the atmosphere, killing around 71,000 people, not only from the blast itself, but from starvation that followed. The amount of volcanic ash released was so vast that it altered the global climate, resulting in the year without a summer in 1816. Temperatures dropped, and a series of crop failures hit North America and Europe. This food crisis led to a dramatic spike in prices and widespread famine. Tambora's eruption drastically changed the local ecosystem. Numerous species of flora and fauna in the region became extinct, and the environment underwent irreversible transformations. The displaced local population had to adapt to a new way of life. The economic impact was global, as crop failures and the resulting food shortages led to social unrest. In some regions, food riots broke out due to scarcity, destabilizing communities. The Tambora eruption left an impact that resonated for years, affecting life worldwide. This disaster illustrated how a single volcano can influence distant regions, demonstrating the global power of natural phenomena. The Bola cyclone, which struck East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, on November 13, 1970, was one of the deadliest cyclones in recorded history. With winds up to 115 miles per hour and a powerful storm surge, it swept through the region, killing an estimated 500,000 people. Thousands of villages were destroyed, and much of the population was left homeless without basic supplies. The Bola cyclone exposed severe inequality and a lack of infrastructure in the region, highlighting the government's difficulty in responding to the crisis. The slow, inadequate response of the Pakistani government fueled public outrage and heightened tensions between West and East Pakistan. This disaster became a significant political catalyst, fueling the movement for Bangladesh's independence. The perceived neglect from the central government led to a stronger independence movement, and in 1971, Bangladesh finally gained independence from Pakistan. The region's economy was deeply affected, with agricultural losses and irreversible land damage. Fishing, a vital livelihood for coastal communities, was devastated, leaving thousands of families without a means of survival. The Ebola cyclone didn't just destroy communities and lives. It directly influenced the formation of a new nation. This historic event serves as a reminder of how nature can shape a country's destiny, bringing consequences far beyond human tragedy. These natural disasters serve as a powerful reminder that, no matter how much we advance in technology and development, we remain vulnerable in the face of nature's sheer force. Each of these tragedies left deep scars, not only on the physical landscapes of these countries, but on the very history and identity of each nation affected. It's striking to realize that, in some cases, these catastrophic events were the starting points for drastic changes. Whether in safety policies, the search for cleaner energy, or even the formation of new nations, they show us the resilience of humanity and how, even in the darkest moments, rebuilding and unity can transform suffering into growth. If you like this content, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. Thank you and see you in the next video.